Umar on IFL TV. Well, I've seen some good press conferences, Frank, but that ranks right up there. What was being said between Tyson and Oleksandr up there in that head-to-head?
Well, he's very frustrated, Tyson, because this fight has been postponed. We signed for it last year and it got postponed, and it's on, it's off. And I think that's how it's turned out. But look, the fight's on the 17th of February next year, 8 weeks roughly away, and it's going to be a magnificent fight, there's no doubt about it.
Usyk seemed like he didn't want to engage. I know there's a bit of a language barrier, he's not fluent in English, but it seems like he didn't really want to get involved with Tyson today.
Yeah, I think you may be right. And I've got to be honest, I don't want no one to get engaged. I don't want no one getting cut.
No, I mean verbally.
Yeah, no. Well, and he speaks perfect English, by the way.
Does he?
He speaks English. He speaks English very well. So it is what it is. It's a press conference. It was exciting and a bit of flavour there for everybody. And we got the fight. The fight everybody said they wanted to see is on. It's the biggest fight this century because it's for the 4 belts in the heavyweight division. First time it's happened.
Tyson was very adamant there about making a point about everyone said I was running, I didn't want it, and now what we doing here kind of thing. Basically saying to everyone who said it wouldn't happen.
Well, I think that's not, that everyone is been like a public perception. I mean, let's get it right. Coming up to this fight, they conducted a real good campaign about Tyson pulling out, whatever, which was untrue. It never happened. We signed for it last year. I keep repeating the story, but anyway, it's not. But you know what? All of it is irrelevant because all that matters now is that they will be in the ring facing each other in February in Riyadh, and it will be a history-making night.
He says he's going to knock him out. Do you believe that? He will knock out Oleksandr Usyk Feb 17?
I think if he catches him, he will. I know a couple of weaknesses were exposed in his last fight against Daniel Dubois, and I'm sure Tyson, who's got a very good boxing brain, will be looking to capitalise on that.
Frank, you've been involved in the sport longer than anyone, apart from Bob Arum. I've just seen 2 back-to-back press conferences, of course, with the Riyadh season. I haven't seen anything like this. Have you?
No, I haven't. I've never been involved in it.
No, but you know what I mean, the magnitude of the events.
Yeah, I mean, they're just magnificent events and they're historical events. This has just been a joy to be involved with, and the fact these fights are all happening, or getting them happening. The Ngannou fight was the first one to be, which was the key to the door to making this one, and it's happened. What happened yesterday, all the fights that were made, providing these guys come through their respective fight, we may see another great fight to see who's going to be the one who's going to challenge the winner of the fight on the 17th down the road. So it's exciting times, very exciting in the heavyweight division, and we quite a few of these fighters have signed up with the team, our team that we're all working together with. So we've got some really great fights that will come in the future. But this is the biggest of all of them. Yeah, this is the creme de la creme. This is the 4 belts, and as I'm repeating myself, I know because I'm old and I can do that. It's the first time this century.
Yeah, this is the one that obviously we've all waited for. We look forward to it February 17th. I didn't actually speak to you yesterday, so I quickly want to ask a couple of questions there. You mentioned your son George and how quick he got everything together. So many promoters, so many different fighters, networks.
George and Spencer Brown, both of them behind the scenes have done a fantastic job. Fantastic job. So has Dr. Rakan and his team, Seller. And obviously this is all under the guidance of HE, His Excellency. We've all worked very hard to get us where we got to, and it happened in a very short space of time. The show yesterday was a very short space of time, but everybody got on board, and they're on board now. They're on the train, and that train's rolling. And there are going to be some seriously good fights being made over the next few years.
Frank, I know 12 promoters in the show, but a big talking point, of course, was the fact that you and Eddie were on a top table together. Do you understand why everyone sort of lost their mind about that? It's great to see.
I mean, look, he looks after the affairs of Anthony Joshua, and AJ's on the card. I think he's got a tough fight, by the way, Otto won. It's going to be quite interesting. Him with a southpaw who fancies the job. It's good. That's what we've been wanting to do. I mean, I remember about 2-3 years ago, I said, let's all get together and try and make this happen. But it took His Excellency to make it happen.
I will have to ask you, there was a moment up there, it was all very amicable, yesterday, but there was a moment where Anthony said to Dev, who was hosting the press conference, my promoter will ask the questions, not you. What did you make of that?
I didn't understand it. You know, I mean, the promoters don't ask the questions. It's the host, and Dev was the appointed host for the fight. But look, who gives a monkeys? At the end of the day, the fight's on. That's what he's got in his head. That's what he's got in his head, and if it makes him feel good, great. All we care about is he shows up on the 23rd, and we get the fight the fight which is going to be a great fight on that card.
We'll roll on December 23rd and Feb 17th, two massive events. Frank, appreciate your time, and we'll speak soon, all right?
We certainly will. Cheers.